Ring around the Roundhouse. The trains on the island of New Florida are always proud of being useful. They work hard to complete their jobs on time. But they dislike confusion and delay. Amtrak always stays on schedule while being useful, because it has passengers on board that are going to many places across the continent of North America. That's why they're really useful indeed. The engines were in the shed when Mr. Cakester arrived. I like having new members here, Becky. So, Treva had broken down, so Becky had to do her work. Let's get going, Becky, Camden said. And the train set off. Ugh, this is the longest train ever, groaned Becky. She revved her engine. And then she came to Sasha's Hill. This is the steepest grade I've ever been on. When the freighter started off. On! Faster, faster, they yelled. And they pushed Becky down the hill at high speed. Oh no, they cried. And then she rocketed down the line at high speed. I've got to stop these cars, she said. She braked as hard as she could and sparks flew from her wheels, but the train was far too heavy. Then she rocketed down the line. She was unstoppable. She wouldn't stop. Meanwhile, Stacy was taking passengers to Union Station. She was being really useful. The passengers didn't know about Becky. Then there was trouble. Her train ran the red signal and failed to stop in time. It came to a grinding halt. Becky was fast approaching. Her driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. I'm sorry. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Becky had derailed the cab car and the freight car wheels were derailed. Sorry, Stacy, she said. Dwee pulled up. Becky derailed, puffed Dwee. We better go check on her, puffed Alexia. I'd better get going, Dwee said. Then she saw what had happened. Luckily, the passenger cars were derailed, and Becky was upright. And then a substitute passenger train arrived and got everyone on board and brought them to its destination. And Wendy pushed the train to its destination. It was very long, but Wendy pushed the train. "92 cars was really heavy. Retrieva pushed with all of her might, but Wendy pushed with all of her might. The train was very long, but Wendy, the woman locomotive, pushed the train down the grade. "I'll be at the end of the line in no time," Wendy said. She puffed by backward. "That was quick thinking," said Dwee. The next day, Becky came home with a new bumper. It was shiny and gorgeous. "That's a nice new bumper, Becky," puffed Dwee. "Thanks, Dwee," Becky said.